Hi everyone, we are Team 10 from Global Software Project Management. Together with me, I have Zing, James, myself, Ken, Harris, Allie, and Allison. The project we are working on is the analysis of cross-cultural user experience and the web design localization of international company Krispy Kreme donuts. Now I will let James talk about the company introduction.
So Krispy Kreme is an international food and beverage company that has locations in the United States, Asia, and Europe. And our group chose this company's website to analyze for several reasons. Foremost, we noticed that there were some noticeable differences between the different corporate websites in the different nations that they operate in. As an example, the layouts of the websites between the Singapore and the United States one are actually considerably different. The differences include the color scheme, the content layout, and an emphasis on different corporate objectives in the homepage. This is an example of this is including philanthropic efforts in the United States main tab and leaving that out in the Singapore website. So we also wanted to choose a company to analyze where we all, as group members, had familiarity with the brand and also the product in which they sold. And so Krispy Kreme is something that everyone was aware of. And we felt this was important because it was going to make the project work that much easier and more enjoyable. And now I'll pass it off to Zin, and he'll talk to you about the surveys and everything else.
A total of 33 students, 19 from the United States and 14 from Singapore, have participated in our survey. Our survey mainly focused on the 4 areas: user trust, loyalty, satisfaction, and the web designs of the website itself. Based on the survey results, we have performed hypothesis and analysis on both US Krispy Kreme website and Singapore websites from the results of participants from both regions. Based on analysis, we have also come up with some recommendations and paper prototypes.
We wanted to analyze how Krispy Kreme used its United States website, and we noticed that it adopts a strategy of globalization since there's standard website format around the world with content matched to each individual community. Specifically, we noted the use of web parts throughout the website that are common to other Krispy Kreme websites as well. In terms of metaphors, we noticed that the websites use icons as an additional visual aid, such as pamphlets, to emphasize offers sent by email. In addition, the website also features emails and images of half-eaten donuts as a metaphor for how delicious the donuts are, and features donut crumbs on people's mouths as well, in order to kind of elucidate that people are eating donuts. In addition, the color palette the website closely matches the colors used in the Chinese logo with a palette of red, white, and green colors. There is also heavy use of coffee/caramel to elute dots of coffee, as well as cream colors to match the Chinese donut colors. On the website, it's interesting how the United States website features a fundraising tab up front and center, which highlights the fact that United States corporations need to get involved in their fundraising efforts, as well as a way for Krispy Kreme to have a additional secondary channel in order to go and sell their products through other unconventional methods. In addition, the United States website spends as much space on its website for its social media presence as it does on the company product information, which is interesting as we believe it represents just how important a brand's social media presence is to them, while attempting to display the fact that there is a collective presence towards Krispy Kreme in general. The website content is set up in a subsidiary format, where the format is clearly created within the United States and pushed to other websites, as there are many American metaphors used throughout the website, such as a transistor radio with an American drive-through, as well as packaging for coffee that originated within the United States. In addition, all of these website features followed Shen's research consistently, and specifically the website highlighted uses of globalization as well as subsidiary content. In addition, it also featured content that matched individual cultures' websites and tastes.
In the US website, we kept the tab's content the same, but changed the location tab to display store hours once a location was set. This is done to provide tailored information to visitors about their local Krispy Kreme store. Next, we reorganized the homepage splash screen by moving Click to See Donuts to a more noticeable location, since this is their main product line. Shen reminds us that website design should be aware of the brand's image, which is first and foremost a donut company. We also modified the social media bubbles metaphor. We base this upon Shen's idea of iconization. By turning the social media bubbles into donut icons on a frying rack, we believe customers will be more engaged with the content and thus buy more donuts. Also, we localized the social media to focus more on Instagram and Pinterest to appeal to the US customers' behavior of posting pictures of food to these two platforms.
For analysis of the Singapore site, with respect to the concepts introduced in the Shen reading, Krispy Kreme has adopted the globalization strategy, where they develop a base design that can be easily adapted into other international markets. Both US and Singapore versions of the Krispy Kreme website adopt a similar layout and color scheme. The websites follow a color scheme of green, red, and white, which are the colors representative of the company. However, we can notice small adaptations to local culture where more red is emphasized in the Singapore version. This could be related to Chinese New Year, where red is considered an auspicious color. The website generally uses the radio as a metaphor to organize the layout of information. It is extremely noticeable in the About Us page, where there is a tuner with radio buttons, which act as the timeline of Krispy Kreme's history. On the home page, the image carousel has radio buttons as well to switch between images. The silver metallic rim that is bounded around each page is reminiscent of a retro radio. Using the radio metaphor extends the Americana image of Krispy Kreme and emphasizes the company's heritage. The original Singapore homepage focuses on informational content with minimum interactive functions available. Most of that content comes from Krispy Kreme social media in Singapore, mostly provided by Facebook and Twitter. When creating content for each website, Krispy Kreme uses a subsidiary approach. This is where they generate content that is relevant to all global locations, but also provide some localized content. Most of this localized content is provided through the social media outlets that they have different accounts for each location. The US site provides more social media platforms for customers to participate and engage with in their events. Moreover, it is also noted that the US site contains more information than the Singapore site, but this might be due to the fact that there is only one Krispy Kreme outlet in Singapore.
On the Singapore site, there were a few links in the main navigation bar that led to small single-purpose pages. It then makes more sense to organize them into three main tabs: Products, Location, and About. The Location tab is not as important as it is in the US site, as there is only one store at this time. If Krispy Kreme wants to expand later, it can be like the American site and take a postal code as input before finding the closest store and listing the hours in the bar. The home banner design has been altered to be more like the US while retaining a modular layout. For both the American and Singaporean survey participants preferred the US site design. The items within the banners also link to the proper locations rather than reloading the home page or an unrelated page as they tend to currently do. The social media for Singapore is limited to Twitter and Facebook, as Krispy Kreme uses separate accounts for each of their regions. There will be more solid social media interactions and connections to the main site, because Krispy Kreme localizes its social media and can use this to improve localization. On the original website, the carousel would only appear once a product was clicked, and the product order underneath would then change, making it more difficult to remember which products had already been viewed. Here, the carousel is already there, and the order of products remains the same no matter which ones are clicked.
So our group has recommended for a company such as Krispy Kreme, which is a large corporation, to adopt the web design strategy of localization. We feel that this is the best strategy for a company like Krispy Kreme because it combines the best of elements for both strategies, globalization and localization. Globalization, all-encompassing, it's bringing in a global identity to websites versus localization where you can cater to the local market customs and make sure that no one's feeling as if they are losing their culture or or they can't relate to the website and the products that are being sold.
However, for small firms who decided to venture into foreign markets, they probably would like to apply the localization approach where it will suit the locals more appropriately and not offend them with their own culture.
From this project, we think that the companies should understand the culture of their customer in different regions very thoroughly and develop a certain strategy according to their cultures. It's very important for the company to get them higher trust, loyalty, and good user experience. Yeah, this is our findings. Thanks for watching our video.